BRIC TV. How y'all feeling tonight? You are now rocking to the sounds of OJ in the Yams. And we came to show y'all a good time. Is that all right? Look, I just came up on them blessings. Blessings are layered like Tetris. I told the homies, just give me a couple more swishes till I set the record. That was an NBA reference. I'm fouling out like I'm Parrish. Paradise dreams to the top with my team, just like Robert, my De Niro will never perish. To the saints, I'm a reverend. To the hood, I'm a legend. To your mama, I'm the hottest thing around since Teddy Pendergrass went to heaven. I'm the illest in the East, that's a fact. All my hitters about to eat, do the math. Pardon my swag, man, I'm back and I'm better. God damn it, I put my whole hood on the map. They ain't ready for me, I'm the new addition. I came up on the rack, bank account a little thicker. I got all my haters laying up in Kings County with an IV in the shoulder. My flow made them a little sicker. Pick your lip up, I'm about to change the game on them. It's a stick up, I'm about to go Hussein on them. You can say whatever cause I'm winning, as long as everybody know that I'm the greatest when I'm finished. I just came up on them blessings. Blessings are layered like Tetris. I told the homies, just give me a couple more swishes till I set the record. That was an NBA reference. I'm fouling out like I'm Parrish. Paradise dreams to the top with my team, just like Robert. My De Niro will never perish. It ain't funny what I'm about to do. I'm teaching them a lesson like we back in school. Go and grab a paper and a pen. I'm about to drop a gem like Mandela back in 92. Fool, I'm fooling them how I'm moving. Ooh, you could call me Patrick Ewing. See, I just took it back to the court for quarter four. Homie, check the stats, we killing scores. This that different type of trapping. This that feature soul trapping. See, I'ma take it to your hood. I'ma take it to your block, clean the streets with this trapping. You ain't never seen this before, homie. I make you see sharp mine and all, homie. You can say whatever cause I'm winning, as long as everybody know that I'm the greatest when I'm finished. I just came up on them blessings. Blessings are layered like Tetris. I told the homies, just give me a couple more swishes till I set the record. That was an NBA reference. I'm fouling out like I'm Parrish. Paradise dreams to the top with my team, just like Robert. My De Niro will never perish. De Niro will never perish. De Niro will never perish. I told y'all we came to turn up tonight. Listen, I'm so blessed. Feels like I'm in heaven. Faith so strong, but think my last name's Evans. Think I found my purpose. Tell him I don't need a reverend. I'm that little bit of sunrise while the sun's setting. Said I'm so blessed. Feels like I'm in heaven. Faith so strong, but think my last name's Evans. Think I found my purpose. Tell him I don't need a reverend. I'm that little bit of sunrise while the sun's setting. I'm legend. Said this is something for my living legends. This is something for my living legends. When I say living, you say legend. Living, living. When I say living, you say legend. Living. Man, it feels so great to be in a room filled with living legends. Woo! Woo! I like the way you, ooh, I like the way you, ooh, I like the.
You've been listening to the multi-dimensional sounds of OJ and the Yams on B-Side. And me, I'm your multi-dimensional host, Mikeflo. Let's go. So, I hear the name and I'm thinking, is OJ a person or is OJ juice that you put in yams?
See, the fact that you even had that second option, I like you.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much. It was very simple. We tried really hard to come up with a name, and then it just came to us over Thanksgiving one day. And my partner, she made some dope yams that Thanksgiving. And we were just like, yo, what did you put in this? And she's like, orange juice. And we were all like, wait, excuse you? I never heard of this. She's like, yo, it's my thing. It's a Southern thing. I don't know. My grandmother does this. I was like, okay, put your foot in it. Please do it again.
Yeah.
And then my roommate was around us at the time, and he said, yo, that would sound like a dope album cover or album name.
Right.
And then we were like, yo, that would sound like a really unique band name. How about that? And we all agreed and stuck with it. It was just like marketing.
Right,
You're not gonna
exactly.
find- you might not
No
find
one
another.
has that name. You Google
Yeah.
OJ and the Yams,
It's OJ Simpson or Orange
eating
Juice.
yams.
And
Right.
yams. Just yams.
You know
Straight
what?
up yams.
That's cool and that's good too, because you have to type out the whole name.
Yes,
Definitely.
And so that's gonna lessen the likelihood of someone having that name.
exactly.
So that's
Word.
dope. So you guys have been together about a year now?
A little over that,
two,
yeah,
almost,
2
almost,
years.
almost 2 years now.
How did this get going? Like, did you all know each other previously?
Different stories.
Yeah.
Well, I did a gig in church.
Okay.
And
Shout out the gigs in church.
And
Okay.
I saw Chris Snaxx. He was playing for another dope artist, and we kind of connected after the service. And I'm like, you know what? I'm an MC outside of church. You know, I don't know if you do that, but if you want to get jiggy with me, we can chop it up outside of here.
Right.
Fast forward, that same week I had a gig at the Shrine in Harlem. Hit him up. He was available. He was like, yo, I'm down. Ever since then, we kind of been rocking together. And then my old drummer, he introduced me to Simone. You know, we ran into each other at a few gigs, and then we kind of
just exchanged
teamed up
info.
from there,
Word.
you know?
Word. Oh yeah, and then you came along, good sir. And I don't remember exactly where, but I remember how we jammed at my crib a few times, and we were doing a So Far Sounds, and we wanted him to join us because he was just so like groovy. And it was the same thing with Will. I met him at a jam session called the Gumbo, and he was crushing it on sax, and we were like, yo,
Per
I don't even
usual.
want to ask. But then he jammed with us, and when we asked him to hop on board, he was with it. So we were
That's
just like
awesome.
super honored, and yeah. Like,
So it's
that's how
been a
we came
wrap
together.
since then.
Yeah.
right?
Word. Yeah,
Good.
man.
Make sure you give me a size large when you make the hoodies.
Super facts.
You know what I mean? So I can flex
Got
that.
you.
Got you.
Tell me about the So Far Sound show. That was a great look for you guys. How did that come about?
Word.
Oh, we opened for, so I went to high school with this guy who now plays with Busty and the Bass. Amazing band. They asked us to open for them, and
They asked you, and we just so happened to have done this gig with her, so she wanted
Did
us
they?
to come along. Yeah, man.
oh,
And then that's when we got everything together.
word,
it was just us
yes,
two.
yeah,
you're
And then
right.
we had our homeboy Tariq
Yeah.
Tucker. Shout out to Tariq Tucker.
I didn't even
He
remember
came
that.
through.
Yep.
And
Someone
yeah,
was
man.
from So Far.
Yeah,
was,
someone was in the crowd,
There.
and they filmed us. They sent in that video, and So
Yep.
Far hit us up like 2 months later out of nowhere. And since
that's
then,
pretty much home base for
yeah,
us.
now we've just been doing So Far after So Far. We love,
Yeah.
we love
That's
the relationship
awesome.
we
Pretty
built with
dope.
them now.
I was
so.
looking at the shows on YouTube, and
Word.
you know what I mean? I'm a fan, so yeah.
Dope.
So,
And that's a great
you.
platform, the intimacy in
Yeah.
shows like this,
Yeah.
where you
Absolutely.
can, you know, when you study the music and you're into the intricacies of the art, and when you can really get up close and personal with your
Word.
crowd, you can really see who's
sure.
feeling you, and you
Yeah.
know. So I
For
think,
sure.
so y'all
Yeah.
keep going.
Thank you.
Simone,
Yes,
How long you been playing keys?
Ooh, quite some time. I started off when I was a kid. My mother put me in classical lessons when I was a child. That went all throughout high school. I went to LaGuardia High for music and art, studied a little bit more classical, dropped it for about 8 or 9 years, and then came back to it when I was introduced to this jam session called The Lesson, and I was just floored. I had never seen anything outside of classical music, and then to see these dope musicians infusing like jazz and hip hop and crushing it and improvising it simultaneously, it was just like mind-blowing. So from there, I was like hugely influenced on the sound that I create now, and I started playing again, and it all, like classical just went, it took a sit down, and I used my technique that I learned from there for sure, and just applied that to the sounds that I gathered from listening and going to all these jam sessions with all these heavy artists, and it was lit. So yeah, I've been playing for a minute, just really getting into it now the last like 2 or 3 years though.
Who are some of your favorite pianists?
Ooh.
Dead or alive?
Herbie, for sure. Nicholas Semrad, Christian Almiron, Julian Pollock. These are all homies, and I'm like super glad to call them homies. Big Yuki, gross, just gross. They're all gross. those immediate guys are people that I've met through like The Lesson and seen them up front, just crushing and killing, and I've seen their career flourish on top of that, so huge influences for sure.
Right, okay. Right. Well, like I said, you guys sound marvelous. I want to hear the next tune.
Word.
Let's go.
Let's go.
That's it.
With you when I was 5. I closed my eyes and you were there to brighten up my sky. The darkness went away, faded from black to purple silhouettes. You took my innocence, and ever since you never left. My heart is so full, or so it was. You were my destiny, my remedy, my OMG, baby. I need your loving, please give it to me raw. You bust a rhyme like yeah, yeah, yeah. Common sense was in my ear like go, 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 and so I went and rocked with it for a minute. I was 10 and you were different. You were talking, I would listen to you. Ooh, you sound so sweet. My candy crush, do you want to be down with me? We can meet up in the garden, baby. I'll be Eve. Tell me, won't you come pick from my apple tree? So we can meet up in the garden, baby. I won't leave as long as you come pick from my apple tree. Was still in love with you in 2010. I remember when you said we could be more than friends over the day. A lovely day, it was to no surprise. You had me open like a wide receiver, catching butterflies, running back the memories. Memories are so sweet. You were my centerpiece, my damn baby. I'm so complete. Give it to me raw. You touch my body like MC Square. Melodies so hypnotic, no one compared. And so I went and kept rocking for a minute. 27, nothing's different. You talk, I still listen to you. Ooh, you sound so sweet. My candy crush, do you wanna be down with me? We can meet up in the garden, baby. I'll be Eve. Tell me, won't you come pick from my apple tree? We can meet up in the garden, baby. I won't leave as long as you come pick from my apple tree. part in the song. This is that. Y'all ready? And then it switches. What you do, but for us, we do it for the love of hip hop. It's for the love of hip hop. That's why we do it. Why we lose it in the music for the love of hip hop. It's for the love of hip hop. That's why we do it. Why we lose it in the music for the love of hip hop. It's for the love of hip hop. That's why we do it. Why we lose it in the music for the love of hip hop. It's for the love of hip hop. That's why we do it. Why we lose it in music for the love of hip hop. It's for the love of hip hop. That's why we do it. Why we lose it in music for the love of hip hop. It's for the love of hip hop. That's why we do it. Why we lose it in the music for the love of hip hop. I see y'all singing for the love of hip hop. That's why we do it. Why we lose it in music for the love of hip hop. It's for the love of hip hop. That's why we do it. Why we lose it in music for the love of hip hop. It's for the love of hip hop. That's why we do it. Why we lose it in music for the love of hip hop. It's for the love of hip hop. That's why we do it. Why we lose it in music for the love of hip hop. It's for the love of hip hop. That's why we do it. Why we lose it in music for the love of hip hop.
I feel like if Tariq Trotter was in this room right now, he would highly approve. Are the Roots an influence of you guys?
Yeah, well, Questlove is
Quest,
like,
everybody.
Questlove. Like I mean, I don't. I'm gonna put it like this. I listen to the Roots, but I only listen to them because of Questlove.
I feel you.
That's one of my favorite. He's one of my drum heroes because he's like the pocket king. Like pocket is like crazy. So yeah, so Quest is like he's one of my influence through the group Roots and whatnot.
Right on. How long you been playing, Snaxx?
Crazy story. My dad taught me. My dad is a drummer, so he's been teaching me. But I was always singing from young.
Okay.
My sisters are here, so they could, you know.
Okay. they could vouch for you?
Yeah, they could vouch. I was really singing. I didn't really start taking drums serious till I was like 14, 15. So yeah, I've been playing. Then I think at one point in my life, I was just like, I really don't care for drums. And then I met Lee, and then I met Sims.
Right.
And then they changed my whole output. You know, of like, you know, trying to give up. You know, it's always good to meet people that always encourage you to you know, stay in the race.
Right.
You don't give up. So
right.
I appreciate them because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be behind these drums right now.
Well, you know, steel sharpens steel. You know what I mean? You get you get influenced. You feel inspired. You know what I mean? So the talent is just so supreme. Let me talk to the MC right here. Like, before I ask you, and I'm preempting you with this. Like, so before I ask you who are your favorite MCs, because I know that's difficult to do. So keep that here.
I got that.
Okay. But you say you were rhyming in church?
Yes. So
that's lit.
Yeah, because that was a lit church.
Okay.
It wasn't at my church. My. All right, we're live.
Tell me about this.
But I am a spoken word artist first, you know. So when my church started to become more open about things, they started asking me to perform spoken word. But there were other churches who knew that I was an MC as well, so they would call me in and they would have the band play and I would just spit behind the band. Of course, positive music. But I loved it, you know, it was amazing for what it was. But I always told myself that I wanted to reach a larger crowd.
Right.
You know, I can't only spit to the church crowd.
Give me at least 3 of your favorite MC influences, or spoken word. I mean, that's all the same.
Missy Elliott.
Why?
Cause she just popping.
She is.
Like she is just it. Like her vision is immaculate.
Right.
She's amazing, you know. She's a visionary.
That's true.
Anything she touches is just gold.
I know. I wish she would touch me.
Right? You already gold.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at that beard.
I know.
Okay.
You better stop. So Missy one. Give me another.
Chance the Rapper.
Chance. Why?
Yeah, we share the same background. He does with music that I aspire to do, or that I do. You know.
And he's a boss.
He is a boss.
And so is Missy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Bosses. You
bosses.
see that, right?
I see you going. Give me one more.
Kendrick.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Kendrick can say anything. And it's like, oh, wow. What did he just say? It could be the most simple thing, but he'll take it and twist it, and it's like, yo, how did you do that?
Right.
He could say eggs and grits, and everybody's like, oh my God, did you hear the way he said eggs? He'll be like, eggs. Eggs and grits. And it's all popping. He's just dope. He's just dope.
But those 3 MCs have one thread throughout all of them. They have a unique and strong presence.
Yes.
And that their presence alone allows them to do whatever they want to do. And I see a strong presence in you.
Thank you.
So I'm always, when I see that in different MCs, I'm always interested in what are their influences and, you know, are they listening to who I'm listening to?
Yeah.
So I definitely hear the classic training, okay? The chord progressions, the transitions into those, like, really, I see it.
Appreciate that.
But I feel like you are a child of hip hop. How do you feel about the confluence of jazz and hip hop and how those two marry each other?
It's definitely still something that I'm learning. I will say that with a Caribbean mom growing up, I did not have opportunities to listen to hip hop at all. It was classical, it was old school music, 70s, like funk stuff, the Shakas and the, you know, Earth, Wind and Fires. And then growing up, it was smooth jazz, CD 101.9.
No, you gotta say that in your smooth jazz voice.
Jazz. CD 101.9.
That is hilarious.
Right, word.
That's
but
real.
that's what it was for me. And then, like Z100, because it was appropriate.
Right.
So I never knew much, or maybe Kiss FM where they played all the old school stuff.
Yeah.
But that was all of my influence up until a few years ago, where, like, you know, trying to keep up in high school, you listen to the popular tunes that all the other kids are singing, and that was about as far as it went. But I'm just now as an adult really trying to start seeing the fusion and understanding both hip hop and jazz together and separately. Like I'm not really a child of hip hop, I feel, to an extent. Like I'm growing into that and I'm becoming it and taking influences from those who inspire me technically, creatively, and just sonically.
Well, when I say a child of hip hop, I mean because hip hop is a culture.
You're right.
Right? So
you're
rap music is just
You're
one
right.
branch on that tree.
This is true.
But when I'm talking to you and I look at your swag, your vibe, this is hip hop.
Hey, that's the Bronx, though.
You
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and the Bronx
that's the birth
is
you're
hip hop.
right. It
right?
has an inadvertently
go.
influenced the mess out of me.
The weather out here is changing. I got a hoodie on. I would love to feel a little summertime right now.
Word. Let's heat it up.
All right. Well, we got a friend that could possibly help out with that.
Okay.
Be Merritt, where you at?
Yeah.
I'll give it up for Be Merritt.
That's it.
With that summertime beard.
Fresh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. B-sides. Yeah. Let me take y'all on a little trip. You ready? Yeah. When I was a shorty, I couldn't wait till it got hot. I thought it was a license to break day out on the block. I lived in East New York, so Granny wouldn't let me rock. I used to pray she let me stay till after 8 o'clock. Because once the sun went down, so did the fun. She said, sit your behind down, not having none. Dudes were reckless, nothing to back out them guns, but we were just in our youth, simply blind to the truth, sipping little hug juice. Excuse me, the quarter waters, eating on them ices, crushing hard on somebody's daughter, playing suicide. One slip was manslaughter, yet it was all peace and love, get it in order. No social media to record us, we were just carefree, back when it was a principle, not a button to share things. My eyes open up real wide when somebody says, remember when the kids used to play outside? Cause now they're online in this era, I guess that is fine, but I miss the spirit of summertime. Alia help me say, on my mind is the spirit of the summertime. On my mind is the spirit of the summertime. On my mind is the spirit of the summertime. On my mind is the spirit.
This that throwback 97-ish, chilling on the Ave, got the throwback with the Timbs, listening to Fab. I remember Hot 97 blazing through the speaker. We would speak of Empire on the weekends. I was a youngin', already moving like a boss. Pops rolled the double so his baby girl could floss in the Coogee velour. I was stunting, haters on the block
really couldn't tell her nothing.
Every Friday, mama had me on the front pew. Praise and worship, I was doing what a saint do.
Word.
On the altar, I was moving how a saint moved. Monday morning, I was grooving to the homie Snoop, throwing up the 6 in the yard, representing. I got home and prayed to my God for a cleansing.
Wow.
Heard them loud pops sounding like firecrackers on the 4th. Big bro on the stoop.
He was holding down the fort.
Sirens in the distance, I made it out alive. On my mind is the spirit of the summertime.
On my mind is the spirit of the summertime. Back when I first was on that Illmatic vibe. Back when I first stood on that free lunch line. On my mind is the spirit. I said on my mind is the spirit of the summertime. Back when I first was on that Illmatic vibe. Back when I first stood on that free lunch line. On my mind is the spirit. Remember going to Queens, I used to fiend for this girl named Cece. She flirted knowing that her man would never be me. I thought from that pain I would never be free until I went back home that next week. Monday nights were a delicacy, cause I can smell what The Rock was cooking 9 o'clock on my TV. Feeling free, no pressure from the powers that be. Not fearing that if I'm black I'll die by police. But on the real, that's been going on forever, my man. I guess ignorance is bliss, living in God's hands. Living through his grace, not through our circumstance. Unknowing it's all a part of the plan. We're all a part of it, fam. Even the fathers who orin around to reprimand. It's a cycle, that's why love and peace is a distant land. I'm here to tell you all that the future is in your hand. My homie Lee be telling me the presence where we stand. On my mind is the spirit of the summertime. On my mind is the spirit of the summertime. On my mind is the spirit of the summertime. On my mind is the spirit.
Simma. Who got that keys in my bimmer?
Hey.
Damn, I got so much that I remember from back in the day when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. I sit and think about my friends and them. I sit and think about my nana's empty fridge. I sit and think about how I would eat the gospel up for breakfast, then for dinner I ate lyrics from Jigga. Now that I'm older, all I do is hold those memories close to my heart and mental. Listen to instrumentals and think about what I've been through. Listen to instrumentals cause spitting's what I'm into. Spitting the instrumentals just to be influential. Spitting the instrumentals just to be influential so that I could get about the hood and live too. I just wanna spread those positive vibes like the spirit of the summertime.
On my mind is the spirit of the summertime. Back when I first was on that Illmatic vibe. Back when I first stood on that free lunch line. On my mind is the spirit. I said on my mind is the spirit of the summertime. Back when I first was on that Illmatic vibe. Back when I first stood on that free lunch line. On my mind is the spirit. Yeah.
The spirit, the spirit.
Yeah, the spirit, the spirit. Yeah.
The spirit, the spirit.
Yo, I said, on my mind is the spirit of the summertime. Back when I first was on that Illmatic vibe. Back when I first stood on that free lunch line. On my mind is the spirit. Yeah.
I love that joint. The live version of Kool and the Gang, and the original recording is one of my favorite records.
Nice.
Great job. Let me ask you, do you feel as an MC a responsibility to communicate the glows and the grows and the perils of what we live in today, whether that be from a political stance, an internal emotional stance? Do you feel as your job or responsibility as an MC to convey those messages?
If I didn't, I wouldn't be authentic. I mean, how could you not? You know, as an MC, you naturally write about what is causing your blood to boil, what is making you happy, what makes you upset, what makes you angry, what makes you sad, you know? So I feel like I'm obligated to write about what I feel and be genuine about that.
Right. I definitely hear that. I hear the passion. I hear the references. Let me ask Snaxx. Give me your first or one of your first memories of soul music.
Well, I grew up in church.
Okay.
You know, so like when we say soul, I automatically just think like spiritual.
Yeah,
so
whatever
like,
that means for you.
So I grew up, my dad always played this gospel group called Commission. Commission, they were like the gospel. They were like the gospel Boys to Men before Boys to Men came out. Yeah. So like everything that they did, matter of fact, that's the group that Fred Hammond came out of before he went solo. Yeah, everything that they did was soulful. You know, they did all their music, they did all their backgrounds. They never really had any musicians on their albums unless they was like outside or something like that. So like everything that Commission did was soulful from them. Yeah, like that's really like my favorite gospel group. Like I can't really, you know, so like anything soulful is like with.
I'll spread that around.
Yeah.
Simone, you want to add in? What's soul music for you?
Soul music. Gosh, when I think as far as back as I can, it was all that R&B that was played on like Kiss FM.
Talk to me.
Before they changed that radio station, man. I'm so mad about that. But yeah, it was music that moved me. So there were a lot of influences there. Even classically trained, I listened to a lot of like Rachmaninoff, and that was very moving to me. It was something that I really used to run back a lot, and yeah. Then we get into like Earth, Wind, and Fires. That funk, that moves me. Like that makes me happy, jolly to even talk about it. So I feel like that's the type of music that really digs in who I am and touches me in that way, to be calling it soul music for sure.
Right. Is there anything in the music, quote unquote, industry today that frustrates you, or you wish that it wasn't, or wish that it was? You know, when you say before they changed that station, for instance, you know, what do you see about changes or social norms in music and the world today? Like, how do you? Is there anything that's bothering you? You know, talk to me.
Of course. The industry seems to has found a recipe or a formula, and I feel like they're just nailing that and just drilling at it, and you're losing oil at this point. Like that's why I feel is going on with the industry. A lot of things are just getting spilled out everywhere. A lot of the same stuff that's getting spilled out everywhere.
Yes.
And with that, you lose the authenticity. You lose, I feel like, the creativity. Everything became beeps and boops, and I don't feel like, I guess on my end, there's just as much interest in the music, just more interest in the formula to gain whatever monetary value that you can. And like greed is a very strong thing, so I feel like that's the backing of the industry at this moment, and less about the authenticity of the sound that's being produced.
Right.
And it taints everything. Like greed is just tainting everything. So I wish that that wasn't so.
Yeah.
You know?
Someone asked me a question similar, and that's why I posed it to you. You know, and I said, you know, there's so much stuff that I really like and love right now that I can't even give anything else too much of my attention. I'm so in love with what I love. You know what I mean? Then I feel like, you know, if we spend more time celebrating the things that we love versus barking on things that we're against, you know, I think we'll just take over. You know, that power and that energy will be so bountiful that it'll take over. And that will be the vibe. You know what I mean?
Right.
How do these songs start off? Like, do they start off with a melody from you, Simone? Do they start off with a beat, a loop, or
it depends, honestly. Like,
subject matter? Like, how do these songs start? What's your process like?
Like, honestly, the process starts like this. She calls me, I come to her house. We cook, we talk, we probably play video games, Smash Brothers or whatever. You know, I'm smoking a little doobie. I don't know if I'm supposed to say it on TV, but anyway. You know, we just chilling. Then, you know, she'll get on the keyboard and I'm like, all right. So I just come behind her, you know, dope drum beat, and then I know it's a hit when she goes, let me get my phone to record this. So when she says, let me get my phone to record this, it's like, all right, cool. Send me that recording, because now I got to work on it. And then when everybody meets up, it's like, it's like one big dinner. Like literally.
Yeah, man. It does vary, I will say that.
So it's organic like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes like, it'll even start in practice. We'll meet up for practice, and then they're warming up. And they'll like something that Eldad's playing, and then they'll just follow that.
Right.
And then I just take out my phone and I'm in a corner just writing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh!
Yeah.
And
just
then,
like that.
just like that. And then we start building off of that. That is literally how we create.
Yeah.
We don't have a set formula for how we create.
I will say that we're all pretty great at what we do. And it makes it very easy to collaborate together and create together. We don't have to adjust too much unless we're really like fine-tuning things and saying, okay, we want this here, we want this there. But in regards to the creative process, we all allow each other to do what we do and then groove off of that. We don't come up with saying, we don't say, oh, hey, we want to talk about love. We want to talk about this, that, this time. She's in her corner, like she says, phone out, thumbs twiddling. And we're just looping the groove, you know? And then when we record that, we're like, okay, cool. We have this A and B section. Let's maybe add a C section on top of it. And then go back to, and then we'll structure the song. But essentially, like, we're only just grooving off of what we've organically made in the moment, just having like good conversation, and then going back to it, you know?
So really just exploring like your purest imagination.
You are onto something there.
Strange.
Something. That is my key.
Onto something.
Let me hear that.
That's good.
Willy Wonka?
Yes. One of my favorite movies.
Talk to me about that.
Childhood fave is so simple for me. I love the scoring on that entire movie.
Yeah.
It's super unique for me, and it just feels good. So that's like that opening scene. I know when they're walking into the chocolate factory for the first time and seeing the waterfall and stuff is a genuine reaction from them. That was the first time they had ever seen it since it had been built. So that face right there with the music and the orchestra, like everything just moved me. I love it.
Now, when you were thinking about that, and then you picked the phone up?
Yeah. It's like, humor me, please.
Yeah, that's exactly pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
And then like when we arranged it, I just thought of, well, I listened to this jazz pianist named Robert Glasper. And
awesome.
He's like,
Shout out.
that's another one of my musical heroes, you know, and it's crazy, like when she told me she wanted to do the song, like I just thought of him and how he would approach the song, but I knew we couldn't use his regiments, we had to use Ojiti's. So it was just like, I thought of the two and it was like, all right, cool. She called, I said, well then let's just do what we gotta do, and then everybody came together and then that was it.
That was just it. It was like, yo.
I definitely, you said Glasper, I definitely feel those vibes. I hear OJ in the Yams, but I feel that.
That's cool, because he's another guy that I recently, discovered.
Yeah.
He wasn't somebody, like in the smooth jazz world. At least I didn't think he was in it. I don't know, because I know he has like old jazz records and stuff, but another guy that I was like introduced to only a few years ago, and I don't listen to a lot of common music. When people throw out common names, I can't hear it. I don't know, I'm not inclined to listen to it heavily. So I still haven't heard a lot of his stuff, but I am influenced by what, I do hear from him. And like, it's smooth, he is smooth. And so I guess that's where I can definitely say I incorporate, I guess, that vibe.
Yeah, if Rob was in this room right now, he'd totally approve. I just saw him a couple weeks ago at the Blue Note here with Yasin.
Rob Tober.
Yeah, dope. Right, yeah, Rob Tober.
Rob Tober.
Like a bunch of shows in 24 days.
Wow.
Speaking of the likes of Glasper or Herbie Hancock, are there any collaborations that, like, you have any dream collaborations that you would love to like push out?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so many.
Tell me.
Anderson .Paak is one, because he's a drummer and
He's a
singer,
drummer.
and he's dope.
Yeah.
Like all around. So that's
Freed up.
And Kecia, like that's another guy I would definitely love to collab with. So
Yeah.
And then so many others. But
What other MCs would you like to jam with?
J. Cole.
J. Cole. Why?
Because he's just so chill. Like, he's so chill and so real. Like, you can tell he comes from the hood. And his message is so raw. He holds nothing back. Him in concert, I remember the first time I saw him in concert was at Made in America, and he made me cry.
Oh, that's
I was
powerful.
just standing there looking at him, and I'm like, oh my goodness, and I started crying.
All right, so we're gonna switch lanes. What would your TED Talk be about?
Ooh.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, no. Wow.
I know I switched it up on you.
How to remain authentic when trying to make it in an industry that is so watered down. Yeah, that would be my topic.
Anybody else? Your TED Talk. Without thinking too hard about it.
Well, it was just pretty much like, as a musician, like, always be able to keep humility even as you, like, get big opportunities. Always remain humble.
Right.
Because sometimes most times there's a lot of musicians, they take, the big opportunities, and they'll get big, and they'll get really big, and real cocky and stuff, and they forget that where they come from.
Right.
I've been through a lot, so it's like every opportunity I get behind these drums, I got no choice but to be humble, because I know it could be snatched away from me in a quick second.
Right.
So like I will always keep that in mind just remain humble no matter how big the opportunity is. You know, just remain humble, pretty much.
Right on. I unite with that too. Self-described as a little jazzy with a dab of paprika, OJ and the Yams gave us that new soul vibe, marinated in a retro yet futuristic flow, fusing from spoken word with super soulful vocals, and I can't wait to hear more of their unique sound. And if you want to hear more unique music on B-side, that is, you can check out our past shows on our YouTube channel, peep our podcast on our SoundCloud channel, or just come and feel the sonic love up close and personal in our studio audience. I'm Mikeflo, digging and finding nothing but gems on B-side. Peace.
Thank you for rocking with us. Again, we are OJ in the Yams. Yeah. And y'all are so amazing. Shout out to you. You are just golden. Literally. I see so many ribbons in the sky. It reminds me why we do this so naturally. We were born to fly. Many wonder how we soar high. We pour them a little juice, and when they sip it, they'll see OJ got to quench your thirst. We be the ones that change the game on some other ish, on some Martin Gina lovey-dovey ish, on some we can never quit. Sims on keys make chords climb past clouds, shine a light you can never miss. Eldad with the notes that tango. Pretty Will got melodies sweeter than mango. Snaxx always snacking, smacking louder than cymbals crashing.
True.
Lee bring the action, adding facts to this rap-ish. The MC with the 90s drip. We be the ones your mama can't get enough of. She listen to us for some good grub. Shout it to your hood, OJ shutting down the club. They asked us how we did it, how we did it. How we pushed it past the limit.
Past the limits.
Man, we tell them we ain't finished. We ain't even hit the peak. This is only the beginning.
Yeah.
They asked us how we did it, how we did it. How we pushed it past the limit, past the limit. We just tell them we ain't finished. We ain't even hit the peak. This is only the beginning. B, this is only the beginning. OJ and the Yams about to put a foot up in it. Said this is only the beginning. OJ and the Yams about to put a foot up in it. Said this is only the beginning. OJ and the Yams about to put a foot up in it. Said this is only the beginning. OJ and the Yams about to put a foot up in it. So we call this the grocery list. We about to give you some ingredients that'll leave you full. One, two, three, we got just what the people need. 4, 5, 6, this ain't your average grocery list. 7, 8, 9, give you way more than the right supply. 10, hot damn, your favorite recipe is OJ in the Yams. 1, 2, 3, we got just what the people need. 4, 5, 6, this ain't your average grocery list. 7, 8, 9, give you way more than the right supply. 10, hot damn, your favorite recipe is OJ in the Yams. They asked us how we did it.
How we did it.
How we pushed it past the limit.
Past the limits.
We tell them we ain't finished, we ain't even hit the peak. This is only the beginning.
Yeah.
They asked us how we did it.
How we did it.
How we pushed it past the limit.
Past the limits.
We tell them we ain't finished, we ain't even hit the peak. This is only the beginning. It's only the beginning. OJ in the Yams about to put a foot up in it. So this is only the beginning. OJ in the Yams
about to put a foot up in it.
Woo! This is only the beginning.
OJ in the Yams about to put a.
Okay. This is only the beginning. Only the beginning. OJ in the Yams about to put a foot up in it. BRIC, you've been amazing. Again, we are OJ in the Yams. We got special guest B Merritt. We got Sims on keys. We got Eldad on bass. We got Snaxx on the drums. We got Pretty Will on 7 instruments. And I am Lee on the mic. Shout out to BRIC TV. Shout out to our new favorite host with the most. Thank you. Shout out to you guys. We had to save the best for last.